Welcome back, guys. So we are trying to draw out half shoe pattern for ladies. Now what we are doing first is you are just using your masking tape to get the lines for drawing out your pattern. So just do it as seen in this video. You go on and on with it. What you are trying to get here is the first line. That's the first line. You tape it on each other first. Now you are taping it on each other because when drawing and cutting, if they are not taped on each other, it will be very difficult when you are trying to cut, because we need the masking tape to be solid enough so you'll be able to cut it just the way you want it. Now if it's not solid enough, cutting it will really give you an issue. Now after connecting, like placing it on each other and getting to the ankle area. Now we did not get to the ankle area on this video because it is an half slipper, so you don't need to go all around to the ankle area. So what we are targeting at the heel area, because that is where it will stop. Doesn't even need to get the heel area. You are drawing your half shoe pattern, but it will not get the heel area. Please guys, don't forget that it must just be before, like half an inch before your heel area. So we are trying to tape it on each other again to make it solid enough. So I will recommend you use an Ambro tape. Now this one I think it's a fake Ambro, I don't know, but you need to get an Ambro tape. It sticks more. This one didn't at all, but I was able to get what I wanted to. So I'll recommend an Ambro tape for you guys so that you will not have an issue when taping your last. And that's it for what we are trying to achieve in taping our last. Now the next thing is you are trying to get your mid area. That's the middle of your last. So you will just get that middle area at your instep area, then at the ball of your feet or your toe area. Now if your hand is not as straight as mine, please don't forget to just use your measurement tape or your rule to connect the lines. Now in getting tongue is usually 1.5, but particularly this customer didn't want her tongue to be large, so I made it like 1 inch, but usually the tongue is usually 1.5. Please don't forget. Now the depth depends on the style the customer wants. I made this step 1 inch, but the step, that's when you are going into your tongue, it should be 1.5 too, max 1.5. Yes, but I made this one because she needed it to be small. So I think you just make your pattern according to the style sent to you. So from our ankle area, it is 3 inches. You know, our heel is usually 3. And like I said, you don't need to go in the heel. So what you are doing is you are just connecting the line after your heel area. So that is it. You just connect the line, and I think you are practically done with this half shoe pattern. So drawing on a masking tape is like a professional way of learning, so that when someone comes to you to learn or for you to teach, it not be so complex for you. So yeah, if your hand is not really straight, please, to get all your curves and all your straight lines, you can use your measurement tape, and you can as well use your rule to get those lines and those curves well. Now the next thing we are doing here is we are just trying to cut out what we have drawn out and placing it on the cardboard. So you are just gently cutting it. Like I emphasized when we are masking the last, we are taping the last rather, you need to make it thick, because if it's not thick, cutting it out will just be an issue, because some of the masking tape will be pulling out. So you need to make it as thick as possible so it will be solid enough to come out. So yeah guys, this is how you get your half shoe and you cut it out. So with this kind of idea, I think you can play around the style. Like if at all you are not making it for someone and you're making it for sale,
with this kind of pattern, with this kind of idea, you can make different patterns from it. You can just make the round one and you can just carve it just the way, you just be creative about it. So yeah, we are simply removing the pattern now and placing it on our cardboard. Now if you don't really have this attachment carton around you, go to the bookshop. There is this brown paper they sell. It's so large and it's not costly. You can get it and fold it and still get a pattern out of it if you cannot get this carton. Yes, so that is it. You will just place it gently, and what you are doing here is you are trying to create allowance for lasting. Yeah, you are trying to create allowance for lasting. So you just fold it gradually. Any part that is pulling out, you use your scissors to adjust those areas. Just cut those areas. Sorry for the view, guys, but you just use your scissors to cut those areas, and you use your pen to just create allowance. Sorry, I was backing my baby and I did not know that this view was somehow. So yeah, motherhood, very challenging, but we have to do what we have to do. So what you are doing here is you will just mark out this line. Now this middle area don't need allowance. Don't forget. Now the only side that need allowance is at the edge of your half shoes. Yes, your half shoes. So the edge of it is what needs allowance, but this inner sides don't need allowance. Don't forget, you don't need to add allowance, except design comes with folding. Now if it doesn't come with folding, you don't need to go through all those routes by creating allowance at the middle. So this is basically how you cut this style of half shoes. It's not so complex, not so difficult. You just work with the pattern shown to you and you are practically done with it. So guys, don't forget, I am always open for your questions. So see you in my next class and in my next tutorial. Bye guys.